Good morning. I'm higher vibrations and so are you. I was going to come outside and do the Ascension Symptom video out here. I still am. It's just I'm not outside because it's raining. There's been a lot of increase in exhaustion and disorientation that is probably paramount over all of the other experiences people are talking, or not paramount, but the most common. We've been having a lot of dizziness and disorientation going together. And dizziness, not as if you're going to fall, but just like feeling like you're feeling energy moving. And that does make it so it's disorienting as well. Vocabulary, difficulty recalling vocabulary. My hair is just getting in my eyes. And by the way, eyes. There's been so much going on with the eyes. Have you guys... So like... I've been having this weird purge coming, like this stuff coming out of my eyes again. And just like last time, as soon as it started to clear up and I started to be able to like, seems like I'm seeing more things, but I just still have to like, there's something going on with my eyes. Like I'm rubbing them and getting something off my eyeballs. There's been, along with this, a lot of headaches. So we should keep talking about the head for a second before I move on. A lot of different kinds of headaches. I know for me, I'm noticing it more in like the third eye area. I have for a little while. This isn't like a lasting headache, I wouldn't say. Though when it first comes in, it's very profound, pronounced, big. It's like, oh, what, you know, and then I'm okay. Kind of fades out. It's kind of weird. A lot of people are reporting headaches also on the temple area, as well as the whole like hairline, I guess it's my part line, but it would be at the center, like all the way down. We have like a system of chakras that look like kind of like a mohawk, and this mohawk of chakras has a system of chakras within it too, and so there, it goes kind of deep. And so this type of headache has been going on for some time. I think it's going to be on and off for a little while until we align all of these chakral areas, right? And so I'm going to talk about the heart, because that was a big deal for me last night in particular. I love this wind, but yeah, it's like getting in my eyes. The heart stuff, the heart activation, heart palpitations started to get really pronounced. So I don't know if you guys know this, so let's just talk to this for a second, is that we're doing a big shift. We're in a grand awakening, as many of you know, and as we're leaving this place where we couldn't access our previously dormant DNA into a place where we can access this DNA, it's then coming out of dormancy. As it comes out of dormancy, there's a series of activations that occur throughout the body and spirit, truly. We have a lot of emotional bodies that are being kind of released and let and guided out, so they don't have to be encumbered, so they don't have to be imprisoned within this physical body. We don't want them there anyway. So we're having a lot of emotional outbursts, things that don't feel like the anger. Did you guys feel the anger? Like some people are still having these experiences. Anger, just irritation, irritability, just kind of came up. It started, I noticed it on the 1st of February when I first really kind of connected to that anger energy, and then it just kept coming in after that. I would say through the duration of yesterday, the 2-2 portal, February 2nd. We were talking with some people and understanding that this is just before that, the second, I suppose, there's a corridor going all the way through the February 22nd end window of this particular corridor, where there's a series of activations happening. A lot of big stuff's going on for us right now. And so we're going to have a lot of purging, and it's not just an emotional body purging. We're also having the purging of the physical body. So we're finding that there are things that our body has been collecting over time that is considered a toxin at this point. So we're releasing those things, whether it be through the skin. So we're getting weird skin rashes and stuff. We're getting weird acne. Sensation on the skin is being returned, is how I'm being channeled to give that information. The way we would usually define it, as I would define it talking to you, is that my skin feels tickly. That my skin feels tickly. I know a brother of mine talks about it and says that it feels like ants are walking around on his skin. It's not creepy. I don't find it to be a creepy sensation. It's just you're finding sensation, more sensation in your skin. This typically starts around the face, neck, and back area first. Shoulder is what I mean by back, that top part of your back. Typically, we get it here first. So this is a sensation that you'll probably continue to have pronounced for some time. Digestion kind of stuff, we should talk about that kind of purging too. A lot of purging in this way, people have been reporting all of a sudden a big uptick, and having like your body purging as frequent bathroom trips. Also the need to ingest more fluids, particularly water and tea, some juices too. I'm noticing that there's a big need for juice right now, but can almost like that's the food, because there's not as big of a desire for food. It feels like a job. Food feels like, oh, I have to do that, instead of it being something that's like, because your body just doesn't really want to do it right now. So if you're not having an appetite, that's okay. Honor your body. Listening to your body is like the one of the hardest things to do at first, because we have this other program we've been taught. You're supposed to have breakfast and you're supposed to eat it at this time, and these types of things, when maybe your body doesn't actually want to. There's been lots of intermittent fasting, as well as unplanned fasting. Intermittent fasting is not eating until the evening meal, going, I think, like 14 to 18 hours without eating, and then eating in the evening. The other type of fasting, the unplanned fasting, is simply skipping meals because your body just doesn't feel like eating it, and then finding yourself not very long down the road that you actually just haven't eaten for a couple of days or even longer. This is something that, just listen to your body. A lot of activation in the pelvic region. A lot of people are talking about this, and what I mean by pelvic, we're talking all the way about like tailbone. We're talking about root chakra area kind of activations. A lot of this type of stuff, as well as the sacral chakra, which is the orange one right above the red root chakra, right? So it's like right below your navel, immediately below your navel, I would say. This area has been something that we've been working away from, or to assist, so we can no longer be so invested in the false belief system of an unsafe world, of an unsafe reality. Because this is the place where we find the safety. This is the place where we, comfort self, and these types of things. There's a lot of really beautiful things about this particular chakra. However, the emphasized need to connect to the chakra had caused a lopsided experience for many of us on this physical plane. And so, as we started to move away from the need to do that, we're starting to be able to acknowledge that truly before us, we're in an abundant world, in a safe world, in a place where there's security in every regard, and so there's some purging that's happening in this area of the body. A lot of liver-related reports, a lot of liver-related stuff. This is the anger center, so that would make a lot of sense, right? I know that I sensed the anger stuff, and I did actually feel my liver activate when that happened. I don't tend to feel anger very much, and it's been, I would say this has happened 3 times in the past month now, and it's been very, very strange to connect with in this way. Though it can be fleeting, allowing it to release, acknowledging that there's nothing that we need to discover about it. We don't need to dissect it. Emotions are not meant to stay. It's energy in motion. It's meant to go. A lot of stuff having to do with ear-related understanding as well. So people are hearing a whole new frequency of I was going to say of light, but I would say that the frequency that's coming in, this higher octave ringing in the ear too, is of a light. It looks like light, and it sounds like it sounds. And this light, that as it comes in, then we are activated by it. Our ears begin to ring. This has been an uptick lately. There's been probably more reports regarding the ear ringing and the lack of appetite, the heart, and the pelvic, of all of the other reports. And then also obviously the purging as well. I found that my incredible need for more and more liquids has been really fascinating to watch, because I already do drink a lot of water, a lot of stuff, and I don't tend to cross over into this quantity. Because we do purchase our water, I find that it's really easy to keep track of. And so it's been fascinating to watch how much more water we've been drinking. Sleep, the exhaustion, the weird dreams, lack of sleep is what I meant by sleep. Sleep is weird. Sleep has become so very, very weird. And I know a lot of you have been feeling the activations that I've been feeling too. And they tend to happen most often when we're in rest, when we're almost asleep or we're already asleep. And so there's a lot of astral experiences and weird dreams that are associated with this time frame as well. And on top of it, the level of activations that we're getting, constantly being awakened in the middle of the depths of an experience. So I would say that I've gotten the understanding for myself a few times. So I don't know if it's like a standard, but I do understand that often when I'm brought out of slumber so abruptly, is so I will have better accuracy and recollection. And so perhaps that's what's happening for everybody. I'm assuming that's correct. That feels like that's correct. So, we're being brought out of our sleep really quickly, and then there's all this stuff, and it's like, whoa, swirly, what's happening? And trying to leave some type of evidence behind so you can go back to sleep and remember it the next day. A lot of right leg stuff, right leg and hip stuff. And I'm not sure what that's about. I'm noticing that's the same time that I'm feeling the sensation in this area, there's this stuff going on with my left arm. And it's like, it feels like it's a balancing. I feel like I'm accepting of it, and then I'm excited about it. I just don't know why. So that's obviously an activation of some kind. I tend to, so far I've not noticed it when I'm not in slumber or just going to sleep, having been almost asleep or something like that. One thing that I find really fascinating is many people are recalling their dreams from their adolescence and even younger, their childhood. And these dreams coming in as if they had just occurred. These are the same as the dreams that you will have in your present day. Time actually isn't linear. Time is spherical. It's all the same time. It's omnipresent. Yeah. And so as we're experiencing these things, these are meant for codings of those moments. So as it comes back up into this now moment, you're being made to remember the code, and that this message you were given at this younger age was designed to prepare you for this now moment. There are a lot of increase in experience of visual range increasing, and I would say to do with light related things, seeing light sources, seeing orbs. Wow, we're getting some crazy wind coming in. Seeing all kinds of really amazing energy beings and things like this. As this increases, we are going to notice that it's more to do with us raising our frequency to match the frequency of these other energies than them actually coming here. It's not us seeing them arrive. It's now we can see them. And this is meant to be reassuring, knowing this, because if they've already been here this whole time, you are very aware they're not coming to cause you any harm, but instead to cause and help, to assist you in some way. And so welcoming them in however you should choose to or not to is completely up to you and your comfort level. The activation on the feet is something I'll talk about now, is that a lot of people are getting this foot activation, and it's like tingly. It feels almost like it's coming out of being asleep, like that, almost pins and needles, but not quite. This activation in the foot area, there's a lot of chakras in this area. Your foot, your feet, and your hands, all over your body, really. Most of these chakras, and I hope I haven't been covering up my microphone this whole time. I'll have to go back and check. Hopefully that's a good audio. Anyway, so we'll find that this activation in the foot right now has to do with a multitude of chakras. There are so many different chakras. I know that many of you are living in places where The ground is freezing cold. And so there's not anyone really desiring to go out barefoot. I understand that. And if you can bring some kind of soil into the house, put your fingers in a potted plant. You know, you can use your hands, but I'm finding that this foot activation stuff is really useful. It helps us when we connect to the soil. I understand that the minerals in everyone's soil is different, but the one that is, we got the potassium and the magnesium that a lot of us are needing right now. That comes from the soil, and that will assist and help us in our whatever kind of activation that's happening to our feet. I also realize that right now we're in a place that it's like we have now reached this higher frequency level in this world. We have been pulling up the roots. I would say that everyone has in some degree or another. And this foot tingling stuff does definitely have to do with us energetically digging our roots back down into Gaia, back down into Mother Earth, into the ground, into the soil beneath us. You know, so if you can't connect to any physical soil, you know, try to connect in this way is also usable. It would be really beneficial if you could get some dirt, though. You can also go to like a garden center and pick some up. And so, allowing yourself to dig the roots of your energetic being into the soil beneath you and connecting to Gaia in this way is opening this channel between you and her. And as you open this channel, you'll find that the sensation of the discomfort on your feet will be resolved. So how we do that is we move the light of God all the way through us, all the way down, 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 through the soles of our feet, through our heels, the pads of our feet. Let the entire foot, like the entire sole of your foot, every area have a different root coming out of it, of light, moving and digging down into the ground beneath you. As far as you should like, just stretch out and let it dig. Because we are here now. We are on new earth. There is no longer a need to feel the need to shift. Because we are here. It is only about finding your own equilibrium at this time. Finding your own balance as more and more things become attainable, reachable, perceivable. To know that you're okay and that you're not alone. There are so many of us out here having the same types of experiences and more, just simply not mentioned in this particular video. There's so much happening and so much understanding. You are with us. You stand with us. You are also mighty and powerful. You are one of many, many of us out here, where we used to shout from the depths of the shadows, being the only beacon of light in a space that we lived. We're finding more and more that not only are lights shining bright and brighter, but that there are far more of us in every community, shining away brightly, reaching out, that there is less and less shadow to be seen. Thank you for shining your light, for honoring all of us in this community, this family, for we are one. One love, one light. I am sending you all so much love. Thank you for your service. Aho blessings.